Mario Golf. It's been one of the staples of the Mario sports franchise since the days of the NES, and the most recent installment in the series takes on the mantle fairly well, albeit a little bland. But around here, we don't care about the casual experience. We want a speedrun. So we're going to evaluate the quality of the speedrun for Mario Golf Super Rush. Let's get started. Let's set the criteria that will be used to judge these speedruns. We're going to have 5 separate categories we'll be judging these on. Type of game, skill floor, skill ceiling, RNG, and length of run. Each category will be scored individually. This is because some people may like their runs to be short and require a lot of technical knowledge, and others may prefer a more relaxed type of run that takes a lot longer to complete. So let's start off with describing what type of game this is. Obviously from the title, it's a Mario sports game centered around golf. Think of this as your standard level-based gameplay you'd find in other video games. You're dropped into a level, you complete the task, you're moved on to the next level. Simple as that. There are 2 different modes you would generally be speedrunning with this game. There's the story mode, or just the courses by themselves. And though you'd be playing the courses in both, the runs are significantly different. With the story mode, you have a variety of mini challenges to complete in each world, along with 1 or 2 rounds of golf. This may be normal golf rules, or Super Rush's new game mode, Speed Golf. This is where you physically have to run after your ball to hit the next shot as quickly as possible. Seems kind of perfect for speedrunning actually. Otherwise, you can just run the courses on their own. This is likely the simplest way to speedrun this game and requires the least amount of learning of routes. Which leads us to the next categories, skill floor and skill ceiling. Skill floor refers to how easy and accessible this speedrun is to most people. And Mario Golf, in my opinion, is a pretty easy game to learn. There are no crazy glitches you have to perform, just hit the ball straight, knock it in the hole, and you're good to go. Now for what we classify as skill ceiling, this is how much skill can and needs to be learned if you want to actually compete at the top levels of this game. This, I would argue, is surprisingly kinda high. Now as I mentioned before, there are not insanely hard glitches and tricks to perform, but there is a lot to keep track of while you're playing. Paying attention to wind or obstacles in the way like trees and bunkers, and even lightning. All while having to aim and hit your ball in only a few seconds. The game also allows you to even shape your shots at different stages of the ball's flight, allowing even more variety in how you can hit your shots. All of this adds up to a surprisingly in-depth speedrun. Now speedrun difficulty often comes from how much RNG is present in the run. Now to explain some jargon here, RNG stands for Random Number Generator. Basically this is the term that's used to talk about randomness of events while playing your game. For some people, a ton of RNG in a speedrun is a complete deal breaker. Luckily, Super Rush doesn't really have a huge amount of it. I mean, there is some. Weather changes will make you adjust your shot pretty much every single hole, and there's also a chance you could swing too hard and lose some accuracy. That being said, the RNG is pretty manageable, so it shouldn't be something to really worry about. Now for the last category, we have length. This is where I think there's a lot of diversity in what people like. Some people can only do runs that are less than 30 minutes long, but there are people who like to do 7-hour long marathon runs of Final Fantasy. What's nice is when a game has a variety of categories that take different lengths of time. And Super Rush definitely has that covered. Runs of individual courses take less than 10 minutes, and a run of all courses should take you about an hour. And if you want a longer run, the story mode appears to take somewhere around 3.5 to 4 hours. Now to give the final scores. As I mentioned before, someone's taste in speedruns can be subjective, so I'll be giving each category a rating from low to high. The main purpose of these videos is to give someone an idea of what a speedrun entails, and if they would want to play them. So let's begin. The type of game will be categorized obviously as a cartoon-style golf game. The fact that it's also a Mario game will likely appeal to an even wider crowd. The skill floor I would consider to be fairly low. Not much initial learning is really needed to start doing runs. The skill ceiling, however, I would actually say is fairly high. Having to adjust your shot while paying attention to weather, all while hitting your ball in under 3 seconds, offers a great deal of depth. RNG-wise, I'd still call it low to middle of the road. Yeah, you have to deal with changes in wind and weather, but they're pretty negligible in honesty. Now for length of run, I did mention that there are a variety of categories with varying lengths, but the main category you'll likely run is all courses. This takes about 1 hour to complete, so I'd give it a good middle of the road rating. So there you have it, my complete evaluation of the Mario Golf Super Rush speedrun. And thanks again for watching. I'll be doing more of these sorts of videos, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Also, I do speedruns of various different games, including this one on my own Twitch channel, so be sure to come and follow and check it out. Now go get those PBs.